Hey, everybody. Welcome to Jerry and Jamie 2 Up. I am Jerry, and I'll be your host for today. We are back for another week, episode number 5. Really do want to thank you all for your support for the Jerry and Jamie 2 Up podcast. Jamie will be joining us later for her scooter life update. But until then, let's go ahead and get started and see what's on the agenda for this week. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is the motorcycle photo challenge that we do on Facebook. We'll give you a little more information on that and kind of get you to participate. We've got a good group in there now, but it's just another way to get you out riding. Then we're going to talk about how KTM lives, which is great, great news for us KTM people. We've got a featured motorcycle. I think I'm going to start doing this each week is just grab one motorcycle and just kind of feature it on the channel a little bit. And this week's bike will not disappoint. Then we're going to take a look at Indian's 2025 lineup. And it's going to be surprising, folks, how many bikes I truly enjoy in that lineup. Then we're going to talk to Jamie about her scooter life. So we'll have a quick chat with that. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the motorcycle photo challenge. So if you go to this Facebook group, you can sign up. And there are about a page and a half of rules. And you pick certain items and you take pictures, and there's a scoring thing. But don't worry about the scoring. Um, it's more about just getting you out riding to places that you might not have ridden before. If you do want to participate in the scoring, that's great. We reset everything every month. There's a yearly winner and then there's a monthly winner. So, and you get to win bragging rights. That's it. There's no money. There's nothing involved. You're just going to go out and get to ride. But we've had a really good turnout here and it's been a lot of fun. And so I'm just trying to get more people out riding. And so if that's something that appeals to you, go check out our Facebook group. It's the motorcycle photo challenge. There's a if right in the pin section at the very top, you will be able to see the rules. Easy peasy. I do all the background stuff, so you don't have to worry about it. But go check out the motorcycle photo challenge if you get a chance. Hey, KTM avoids bankruptcy and alleged BMW takeover with restructuring plan. Now, folks, I'm not a BMW hater, but I really didn't want BMW taking over KTM because I think that they compete so much against each other that somehow something would lose out, and I would think it would be KTM. So I'm kind of happy that they've decided to get on track in a different way. I'm not sure how you say it. I think it's Perrier Mobility. They put out they're kind of going to be the backers, and they basically said that there's a restructuring plan's been accepted. Cash quota of 30% payable by May 23rd, 25. And if you want to know how much 30%, how much they have to come up with, it's $52 million that KTM's got to come up with by May 23rd, 2025. The further fresh capital that they'll have to get investors to buy, and it looks like they must be already on the plan, is a whopping $841 million. And with all that being said, it looks like now they're in a slowdown with manufacturing. Um, it looks like they'll be able to continue with the racing part of their business, which is huge for them. And I think that it looks like they'll have full production ramped back up by mid-March 2025. So that's good news. Gets everybody back to work. Uh, the planned full capacity utilization of the 4 production lines in a single shift operation is to be achieved within 3 months. So that means they'll be back to rolling out bikes again, doing all that. So that's just great news for KTM. Great news for motorcycling in general, to be honest with you. So I'm really looking forward to that. And if you see the bike in the background, that KTM 390 Adventure R, that's pretty cool. I got to check that out. All right. The featured motorcycle is a Moto Tessie H2 Terra. And folks, this thing is beautiful. So let's go check it out. So the Tessa H2, again, made by Moto. I am going to accept all the cookies. And if you look at this, it is a beautiful looking machine. Now, as you can guess, It's pretty exotic, but look at these numbers. Based on the H2 Kawasaki motor, 231 horsepower. It's just a beautiful, beautiful looking machine. Um, and look at that weight, folks. That's pretty darn good, right? So nice looking motorcycle. Again, based on an amazing engine. It's got all this Italian styling and performance. And it's a beautiful looking motorcycle. I mean, if you just look at the pictures, it is a. The only thing I don't like with new motorcycles, these cans have got to go. Um, put a regular pipe on there, and that would be awesome. But let's go back up. I want to check out the thing I really like about this is it's based on a Kawasaki motor, and we all know I'm a Kawasaki fanboy. But they also make a version of this. We're gonna click on here. They make a kind of an adventure type version of this. Now I don't think it's as nice looking as the other one, but it's got a more upright seat height, and it does look really good. It's down to only 200 horsepower, so a little more manageable, and the weight's still 214 kilograms, which is still pretty darn good. But man, it just looks amazing. Now it does look wide, kind of like the BMW 1300, but I really like the look of it. Again, I don't know of a price, so I didn't even go look for a price, but it is a very nice looking motorcycle. And like I said, based on the H2 supercharged engine, they've put a Archipovic pipe on it, so it looks so much better. Very nice TFT dash. And look, it's beautiful. So that's our featured motorcycle for, and again, I don't see any price tags on any of this stuff. So I think that would probably give you an example of how expensive it's going to be. Let's see if they've got it in the. So we look at. No, it doesn't look like they've got any pricing on here, but that's a bummer because I would like to kind of know what it's going to cost. But I guess it's one of those things. If you've got to ask what it's going to cost, you probably can't afford it. So, but yeah, looks really really cool. So the featured bike, our first featured bike is the Bimota Tessie H2. So that's pretty cool. Next, we're going to go on and we're going to talk about our main subject. And our main subject is we're going to look at the good, the bad, and the ugly of the 2025 Indian lineup. Um, I know it's a little out of the norm for what I like, but I was really impressed with this lineup. I went by the dealership last week just to kind of check things out, and it was really cool. I give the lineup rating like a 3.5 out of 5. And I give their website's great, folks. So give their website a 4.0. But we're going to go check out their website. So let's go see what this looks like. So when you come to the Indian website, just a really nice looking website, easy to maneuver. They talk about all their lineup here. Easy to look at the website, easy to navigate. They've got a bunch of gear. I think Indian does gear almost like BMW, right? Just has some really nice premium looking gear. Why? Maybe that's a subject for another thing, but I don't know why other manufacturers can't get on board with clothing and gear. You go look at some of the now KTM's done a good job. I will say that Ducati's always got nice gear. BMW, like I said, has got nice gear. Harley, for whatever it's worth, they got great gear too. Um, I don't know why the Japanese manufacturers can't get on board with that, but again, their website's very, very nice. But we're not here to look at the website. We're here to look at the motorcycle. So I'm gonna kind of start off in the cruiser section here. And the cruisers are they've got a couple uh, I won't say it's I don't know. I won't say they're my favorite, but the pricing is really good, and they've got some really cool looking bikes. Really like this Scout Bobber, and if you go by, I'm not big into the 60 classic look, but I do like the sport as well. I think and I love the way they black out everything on some of these Indians. It looks really, really good. I like that 101 Scout, really cool looking motorcycle. And then you've got the Scout Bobber. And then again, we're back to the classic, but I'm not a big fan of that. But I do kind of like that part of their lineup a little bit. We'll go look at the baggers. So the bagger lineup, I see a lot of these run around here. Still baffles my mind that people are paying $26,000 for some of these things. But they do have a cool look. I like this Power Plus Dark Horse. It's only 28,000, but it looks really cool. The Chieftain Power Plus Limited. They've got so another thing, and don't get me started on this. I don't know why more manufacturers can't follow around like Harley, Indian, the colors of motorcycles. And I know that they're limited and they that keeps costs down and everything, but man, there are some really cool colors on motorcycles for Harley Davidson and Indian. And I will say Ducati puts out a beautiful motorcycle. BMW's gotten much better. Their M1 line is amazing. Um, but I think some of the other manufacturers could kind of catch up in the looks department. Again, just they've got some really cool looking bikes there. The other one I thought was really kind of cool was there was another. Yeah, see, so here's the Challenger model. This is probably my favorite. Um, if I was gonna, like I said, I really like that dark horse look of that type of bike. We'll go look at the touring bikes. So the touring aspect of their motorcycles are really making a big push in the market, and they've really got a nice, I think they're a really beautiful looking motorcycle. The Now the price of these things again still $31,000. I'm not a big gray person for an all motorcycle, but I think that looks really good. But the one I really like is the Indian Pursuit. I think that looks really, really cool. And again, I like the blacked out version of it. They're supposed to compete with the Gold Wing and the bigger touring bikes. It's got a beautiful dash. I was watching a review, really nice looking motorcycle. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Roadmaster. I think this styling's come and gone, but a lot of people seem to enjoy it. And then the Elite, I think, is horrible. I'm not a big fan of the paint scheme. And look at that price tag, folks, $41,000. But again, if you just look at the basic touring models, I really like the look of those bikes. And if I was gonna buy a touring motorcycle, I'd be looking at a Indian as well. Then we go to the standard, and this is my favorite. So the standard market for Indian is what really kind of jumps out at me, which is really kind of cool. I love the FTR, and look at that price tag, folks. $13,000. Okay, $14,000 to get into it. That's pretty cool for that price and really nice looking. Um, the sport version is basically just upgraded technology, with suspension and stuff. It's 15.7. The carbon is the one that I've seen the most of around here, and it is beautiful. Tons of carbon fiber on there. Just a really nice looking motorcycle. And then you get the 100% carbon. I have not seen this one anywhere, but it looks really cool. Of course, they've got an Arkopovic pipe and, you know, all that stuff on there. But and then there's the Super Hooligan, which I love the paint scheme on this. It just reminds me of old school flat track. Really kind of cool. But I do like the FTR lineup, and I think they've really done a good job at trying to capture that market, and they've done a really good job at that. When you come to the elite category, now this is kind of like their master touring category. again, the Roadmaster Elite, $41,000. I don't get it. I'm not a fan. Just don't like the styling. I do like this one a little better, but still, again, not one of my favorites. I do like those rims. I think those rims look pretty cool. The Challenger Elite, if I was going to buy one, would be one that I would probably look at. I think that's a cool looking scooter. Um, but again, price tags are enough to scare me to death, right? So the Indian line, they've done a pretty good job, I think. Um, but again, let me show you what I think the good, the bad, and the ugly are that we've went kind of through the entire line. They do have an electric lineup, which is a little youth bike, and they've got this little hooligan thing over here. Um, I don't know. I'm not a $3,600 for that to me. I don't know, but it's the electric thing, so some people are into that. So let's check out my good, the bad, and the ugly. So got to get back over here and get my presentation back up. So we'll go to the good, and again, the FTR Super Hooligan looks badass. I love the look of it, the flat tracker thing. It's just cool looking. I really like it, and man, running around here in the twisties and just run around town and stuff, I think that would be a really cool bike. The other one I like is the Indian Pursuit, the Dark Horse version. I do like the look of this, and I like the matte red. I do think that looks good with the black, and it's got the more of the higher performance um, tools inside. The Scout, I do like the look of this. I don't know if I would ride one because I think I'd look like a bear on a bicycle on the thing, but it is kind of cool. And then the other one is the Challenger Elite. I do like the look of this motorcycle. And I think that if I was going, like I said, if I was looking at Indian and looking at a motorcycle, this is what I'd get. The bad, I'm not a fan of this Indian Springfield. I don't like all the curved fenders and the riveted in the seats. And again, I guess it's just the style that I don't like. I'm just waiting for the tassels to be hanging off the handlebars. But again, if you're into that, no hate, everybody. We all got our preferences, right? The other bad, Roadmaster Elite. There's a couple things I don't like about this. Is A, I don't like all that chrome. I just think there's too much chrome, and it's huge, and it costs an arm and a leg. So yeah, I'm not a big fan. The ugly, $3,800, folks, for that thing. That thing's ugly. And look at that seat. That makes you want to just get on it, doesn't it? And then if I was going to buy one, can you guys guess? Sure, you already can. I would get the FTR 1200. I just really like the look of that motorcycle. I mean, this one in particular, I just love the look of it. It just looks really cool. I could see myself having a lot of fun on this. And yeah, it's probably what I would look at. So next, we're going to talk to Jamie and get her view on her scooter. And I think what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of show her some scooters and I want to get her initial reaction on the scooters. I'm filming this earlier than she's going to film her segment, so she doesn't know what we're going to talk about, but that's what we're going to talk about. And you know what we're going to talk about before she knows what we're going to talk about. You guys got that? All right, everybody. Let's see what Jamie's thoughts are.
Mhm.
Hey everybody, look who I got with me.
Hi.
So we're back to doing her scooter segment, and today we're going to talk about a couple things. So the first thing we're going to ask her is we're going to talk about. Oh, I just rushed right into that, didn't I?
You
You can
did.
say hi to everybody.
Oh, I said hi.
Oh, okay. Well, you can elaborate if you'd like.
Hello. I hope everyone is having a great week. We are back to normal. We are not in the frozen tundra anymore, so I'm really excited. Got back to school this week, and we've had absolutely gorgeous weather.
It's been amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually wanted to be out on the scooter, and I can't. I have to be in the classroom.
I was going to get out on the verses today. And I went and started it, and the battery's dead because I didn't hook it up to the battery tender.
Wah, wah.
But we're going to get out tomorrow, I think, a little bit before we head out to
We
camping.
he is.
Yeah,
I don't get to.
somebody's got to do the work for the group. So hey, so this week we're going to talk about the first thing we're going to talk about is I'm going to ask Jamie. So what was your if you could take all of our trips, and I know you don't want to pick a favorite, but if you could take all of our trips, what is one trip that you remember the most, or you remember fondly of?
Okay. So you have to remember we have 20 years of trips together. Motorcycle, Jeep combined. Um I have to say that the Fun in the Sun or whatever we called it, where we went out to Colorado and Utah and we got to see Bryce and Zion and
That
all
was
of
the
that.
going to the circle. Yeah, let's I think I got it pulled up
I
here.
think the first time we planned it, it was called Fun in the Sun, and we didn't get to go on that one. And then the one we got to take
That's
everybody
right.
on was the Grand Circle.
Grand Circle Tour. Yeah.
Yeah. And guys, if you have not been out there, Zion will take your breath away. It actually brought tears to my eyes because of how beautiful it is.
So this is how well I know her. I knew she'd pick one of three trips. So I had all three trips pulled up, and so this is one of them that
Yep.
we pulled up. Yeah. It was great, wasn't it? We were with how we must have been with 12 people or so, 12 bikes
I
while we were
think more
there.
than that. And that was the trip that at the end didn't work out so well, but because we hit a deer coming out of Amarillo,
Oh,
right?
that was coming home. We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
Okay.
that was when we met Leonard and Liz. And so we found new friends that we started riding with.
And yeah, Zion was awesome. I
Yeah.
had been out there a couple times, but Jamie had never been out there.
No.
And it was really cool. We've got some pictures. I was
Hey,
gonna,
there's Rob.
yeah, I was gonna see if we had some. Yeah, we went out there. So there was a big group, probably 12 of us that took off, and it was. I think if we go back up to the very top of this, it was. Yeah, it was a long trip. So we were there. Looks like 7 or 8 days, and
Hmm.
we started off. So we'll talk about this trip. We started off. Uh, we had to so when I worked at Home Depot, we had to leave early because we only had 7 days.
Yep.
And so we would trailer and we just had our through our that was our 2015 versus
Hmm.
and which was a fantastic motorcycle. Still one of the prettiest motorcycles we ever
We
had,
got
by
the
the way.
first one that hit the Metroplex, so we were really excited.
And then so we started off on that trip and we stayed the first night in Raton, New Mexico.
Yep.
We have this great little hotel that we stay at in Raton. And so we stayed in Raton, had some New Mexican food, which you guys know we love our New Mexican food. And then yeah, so that was a good trip, but Zion was probably the highlight, don't you think?
Bryce Canyon was mine.
Oh, yeah, Bryce was cool too.
I
And
want to go back because we actually just rode through Zion. We didn't actually get to like stop and tour and do it what we wanted to. So that is a bucket list. I want to go back and actually maybe go hike some trails and really see it.
it was awesome though, and it was we spent the roads were good. We had so the one thing I remember from that trip that the roads, remember these tar snakes when we rode into Utah?
Yes. It was like 100 degrees that day. And when we crossed over from Colorado into Utah, it was like all of a sudden we were on glass and it just like the back wheel just shimmied out underneath. So,
Yeah, it was that was really but boy, this was really beautiful. It
mm,
was breathtaking and
those hoodoos are unbelievable. And pictures do not do it justice. So, if you ever have the opportunity to get out there, it is amazing.
it is really really cool. It is a good trip and so we've got it when she talked about the trips we have. So we have a Smug Mug account, the same one the MSTA uses for their pictures. But if you go back here, is that making you all dizzy when I do that? Um, so we go back here to motorcycle trips. So we've got categories, but we have a whole thing of road trips, and we have road trips on here. So all the way from 2005 when we got our first concourse together.
Yep.
And we have pictures from all of our road trips, and then we have pictures from day trips as well. So part of this is we'll go over some of the memories we've had during our 20 some years of
Yep.
riding together. And
We actually started writing together in fall of 2004. But we didn't get our smug mug until well after that and really start doing trips until after that.
yeah, so we're just going to kind of do that. Hey, also we want to mention that whatever you guys want to see us talk about, so just throw us send us some ideas,
Yeah.
and because we'll talk about anything. We want to make sure that I want Jamie's segment to be about her and her adventures and stuff like that. So that's why I'm kind of asking her what her thoughts are, because I have totally different experiences on trips than she does, of course. So
So what's your favorite?
um that we've done together, I really enjoyed I'd say Idaho last year, going out there. That was fun on the BDR. It was cool having you. Not that you were riding with us, but it was cool that you were following us in the Jeep, and you got to. That was fun.
That was actually going to be my favorite Jeep trip.
Yeah, that was great. But so what we're going to do now is we're going to go into Jamie. Eventually is going to be looking for a new scooter.
Mhm.
After we're hoping this year she gets enough mileage in her on her scooter now that we'll go and we'll start looking for a bigger scooter. And so, as you guys know, I just went through all this as the Indian lineup. So I went and found 10 pictures of scooters that I want to get her reaction on. So we're going to kind of look at those first. So we're going to come over here. And the first one, like I said, I tried to get them where I wouldn't even know what they were, but we'll look at the one that we can see first. So this is the Yamaha. So this is in a lot of these are in Europe. So you can't even get them here because the scooter market is so big in Europe compared to here. Scooters aren't cool in the States,
Yes, they are.
but the people who ride them are cool. But there's just not a lot of them. But this is one of the ones that she's looked at a couple of times, and this is the Yamaha
Ooh,
T Max. What do you
that's
think of
I
that?
like that one. I don't know about the gray color. I've seen it in other colors. Um, I think the 24 was a different. Ooh, I like that one. That's pretty.
It is kind of cool looking. I love the way that the scooters they don't look like scooters anymore.
Right.
They almost. I mean, that looks really cool.
Well, and that one actually is here in the States, right?
This is the 500, not the 350.
Oh, okay.
So the 350 is here in the States, um, but this is the bigger one. This is the
Okay.
500. Again, that's why the price is in pounds. I don't know how much. That's a pretty hefty price tag. That's
Yeah.
almost 14. That's almost $15,000 um, here in the States if I'm doing my math right, but I may not be. So, but yeah, I like the look of that scooter as well. And this is the look at that dash and everything. Just really kind of it's almost
Like a real
like a
motorcycle
real
is what he
motorcycle.
wants to say.
Right, I did. But yeah, if you look at that, that looks really cool. It makes you want to jump out and go buy what it looks like. So now we're gonna go and we'll go look at the second one on our list. So I don't even know what these are in order. So this looks like it's the Bergman, but this is a 125 that they make. And this is not what she would be interested in because it'd be going
It'd be
down.
going backwards.
But the whole thing of the show is to get your impressions of this. And so I mean, it doesn't look like the big Bergman.
No, it actually looks similar to what I have now, but
Not as good looking, I don't think.
no, not as good looking. And that's part of what I'm not super impressed about the Bergman anyway. It just kind of seems
For all you Bergman people out there, they're great. They're great scooters.
it's just
We're not
not
hating.
my jam.
And but yeah, it does look pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's the 125. Let's see what this one is. This is the Venice 125. They just have so many. Like they didn't have any of these. When look at that. They didn't have any of this stuff when we were looking for hers.
No, not at all. That actually looks pretty cool.
But that's a Suzuki.
But again, small.
It's smaller. We got some bigger ones here. Be
Okay.
patient.
Okay.
Be patient.
Oh,
And so we're just kind of looking at. I guess part of this was how much in the world, scooters are huge everywhere else but here.
I
And
know, and that's such a shame because, you know, I'm starting to see more
so
and more people on them.
look at this. This is the one that we were hoping was here in the States.
I know.
This is the ADV 360.
Are they bringing it?
Huh?
Are they gonna bring it?
We're hoping they bring this. This is Jamie's bike, but on steroids.
This is my grown-up bike.
And this thing is badass. I mean, it looks so cool. And a colored TFT dash. I mean, just a really neat looking scooter. We're really hoping that this comes to the States. Look at that.
That is, well, I really like the red one.
Yeah, that's the SE version. And you can pick, oh, look, we can drag it.
Oh, wow.
Look how svelte that, folks, look at that TFT dash. I mean, that's just neat. Oh, look, they have it in red.
Ooh,
That looks really cool.
that's pretty.
Even semi knobby tire. It just looks cool. It
Yeah.
just looks really neat. And then it's got a comfort seat. So look at that.
Well, and it is an ADV after all. But I've actually been impressed on how it handles on the road. It does suck up the bumps and the divots in the road.
Yeah, unless my big ass is on there, then it doesn't suck up much. It
Well, I'm
just
talking about me.
right. And
This
so
is my segment.
then we'll look at the. Let's see what this one is. This is another Honda scooter.
Another 125.
This is a PCX 125. So that's even cool looking too. It almost looks like
It looks like a mini Goldwing.
you're right,
It looks like a mini skinny Goldwing.
a mini skinny Goldwing. Sorry for all you Goldwing owners out there.
That look. Ooh, I like that blue though.
I like that you
That's
can make it do that.
pretty. You're easily amused.
I know, but yeah, look at that. That's neat.
That's actually really pretty.
So
I
that's a
like that.
125. Yeah. So there were so
Do
many.
do they have that in a do they have a larger size in that?
You know what? They might have. Let's go look at Honda. Well, this is the 350 SHI, and I kind of like the look of this too. It almost looks more like a
It looks like a modern retro scooter.
right, like a Piaggio, like some of the new.
Yeah.
But that does look okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I like. I don't know why they're into the big matte paint jobs. I don't know what that's all about.
Well, but
There's a red one.
our bikes did the same thing for a while. Like Kawasaki had some not,
Yeah,
some matte colors.
but that's neat looking. That's a 350. So that's a bigger one. You don't look like you like this one as much as the ADV,
I don't.
and I don't blame you. And it's I don't think is as nice as the ADV. It's a different style, right? You know.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at all the. So they even put the ADV in the adventure thing for their. That's pretty cool. But let's look at this. So they have 11 models of scooters. So oh, now
Wow.
this is so check this out, folks. This is a 750. So I mean, this thing looks like you talk about a baby Goldwing. Look at that.
Wow. That's a mini ST 1300.
That's there you go. That's a 750cc scooter.
Wow.
So
That's pretty cool.
yeah, parallel twin. Yeah, it looks pretty neat.
Well, basically you're on a motorcycle, but you don't have to shift.
Yep, that's look at that dash and everything. I mean, so that's one thing I will say with your dash now. It's got kind of the
Older.
archaic
Yeah.
looking dash, but not that it's bad, but it's just archaic. Let's go look at the next page because the next one's got the ones I think she'll really like.
He knows me pretty well, folks.
Uh, so I saw this in Oklahoma City, and I had to say this was pretty cool looking. So this is the BMW, and this is the C400 GT,
That is pretty cool looking.
and I really think that's really neat looking. It reminds me of like the movie Tron, the motorcycles in the movie Tron or whatever. I'm aging myself, and
You are, and I'm honestly going to tell you I've never seen that movie.
it's you're not missing much. It's not the best movie.
It
But
looks
yeah,
like it
I
has a
really do
very
like.
long rake.
Well, there, yeah. When you get the bigger the scooter, you're going to have that situation going on. But look at that. That is neat.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all the room in there. That's one thing I will say about 7.5 liters underneath the seat.
Well, because you don't have any saddlebags or top case.
Boy, but you could put top case on them,
You can.
you know. And this for this size is a 400. You could take it on a road trip. That would be no problem whatsoever,
Oh yeah.
you know. And but yeah, I kind of like the BMW. $9,600. It's not cheap, but look at that. That looks pretty cool.
Look how they're trying to make it look like a sport bike,
Right.
putting that GT on the back.
You mean it's not? Look, you can even start the engine on here.
Purrs like a kitten.
Purrs like a kitten. All right, let's look at the next one. The next one on here, we'll look at the. Oh, so this one, I think she's
Oh
gonna love this one. This is a BMW as well.
no, no,
Look at that thing. It's beautiful.
that doesn't even look comfortable to ride on.
So yeah, look at that.
No,
That seat is very inviting.
it's like they forgot the back half.
So
The
yeah,
front half looks cool. Then, like, about the seat back, no,
look at that.
no.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. So that's kind of different though. Let's see what.
Difference is a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the 125 that they're talking about bringing the 350 to the states, the Nmax Yamaha, and I do like the look of this. And if it was a 350, that would be. It almost looks like it's been hit. It's like a smudge face, like a pug.
Oh, I don't think so.
No,
To me, it almost has a transformer look to it.
but this is the Nmax. It's even got an app
There's an app for that.
because you got to have an app for that, right? And all right, now this is one that I like, in that I don't think she would like it as well. But this is the coolest looking scooter. Look at that thing. That's the Vespa GTV. What do you think, baby?
In the words of my daughter, it's not my favorite, but it's better than the one that we just looked at.
That's a 300.
Yeah, that just, to me, that's for like little tootling around town. But if you're gonna go on any trips, that just, those little wheels just don't cut that for me.
See, this is the American bias, folks. In Europe, they go all over the country in these things, but she's been jaded by the large motorcycle crowd where you got to have bigger and better. Look at that. That's cool. The headlight's kind of funky.
It looks like a cartoon character.
It does look like a cartoon, like it should be in a Cars movie or something.
Yes,
And all
that's
right,
what it looks like.
let's see what the and then I think there's one more. Yeah. So this is the. Oh, I went the wrong way. This is the Piaggio, I think is the
He's
way
just
you say it.
advertising for us.
Yeah, this is the Urban BV 400. So this is a 400,
Now that's pretty cool.
and so they do make the two-wheel version of it,
Eh.
which is kind of different. But yeah, so this is
Oh, look at that blue.
so I do like the look of that. And and that's not a bad price,
No.
$7,500 for a 400. I like the look of it. Here's a red one,
Hey, that's kind of like our Versus orange.
almost like it, right?
Yeah,
Um, it's got a sporty attitude, it says,
I could do a sporty attitude.
and I actually like that a lot. This is uh, this is their deep black version, which I still kind of like the S version better.
I like the blue.
I like that a little better,
Go
but
to the green. What does that green look like?
yeah, it's not too bad. Not as good
Yeah,
as the blue.
yeah. No, we'll stick with the blue.
Machine. So I still think after looking at all of these, you'll probably like the ADV Honda. You think the best, or the Yamaha,
I do like the Yamaha.
and
I mean, I wouldn't mind trying, going and looking at the BMW.
yeah, the BMW. I really, I do like this.
The Yamaha and the Honda are my two favorites. For the bigger size, I really like the Yamaha.
Yeah, see, and that's more of,
Hmm.
you
I like the
again,
blue cast wheels.
yeah, that is neat. A little better price point too. So, yeah, we're gonna be looking at eventually be looking at the Yamaha. We're gonna look at of course, the Honda. Excuse me. She really likes the Honda ADV too,
Hmm.
which I like too. So, well, folks, so we just like I said, we're just kind of spitballing out there, kind of seeing what we're kind of gonna do on this her scooter segment. So if you have any ideas, just let us know, and because we're gonna keep Jamie on here because I've got a lot of feedback. People wanted to see her more than they wanted to see me, which is hard to believe.
Hey, what do they say about the better half?
Exactly. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. We're a little bit over our time. So, um, look, we want to say thank you for all your support. We've been getting some great,
We
great,
we love you guys.
we've been getting some great feedback from everybody. It's been fantastic. Uh, give us some ideas what you want to see on the next podcast next week. And do you guys want to see this live or do you want to see it recorded like it's now? We could try to do a live one if they wanted to.
We could
Yeah, I just don't know what a good day for everybody would be or a good time, and I think people are probably just going to watch it anyhow. But
just on their own time. Yeah.
yeah, hey, so while we're here though, do us a favor.
Give us a thumbs up, smash that bell for notifications, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It doesn't cost a thing, but it does help us out, and we want to continue bringing you great content like this. And when you subscribe to our channel, that helps us do that.
All right, everybody, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.